Countyfairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
We have Mike-van-de-Carr of Kansas City Caricatures on the line with me.
This is him.
Okay, Mike. You want to tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So my name is Mike-van-de-Carr. I'm based out of Kansas City, Missouri area. And from 98 until present, I have been a comedy magician. I've performed in Las Vegas, and I do about 145 days a year at state and county fairs. And pretty much my whole life I've been drawing, and I always wanted to make a career out of it, and just never had the time because I was performing so much. So this year when COVID hit and we were in lockdown and all my fair and other contracts were canceled, I figured this is a perfect opportunity to make the transition. So I started doing that and working on building up my caricature art, and I got booked. I started getting booked left and right. And nowadays, in addition to drawing at weddings and special events, I added that to the fair options. So the agent I work with, which is Brian Carlson, is pitching that to all of the fairs, and it's going over really great so far. And I've been doing caricatures for celebrities, and they've been autographing the second copy I sent to them and giving that back to me. So it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool over the last few months.
Okay. You've been an artist pretty much your whole life?
I have drawn my whole life, but I've not drawn people or caricatures. I've drawn, just regular having fun drawing. It was not very professional looking. And when I decided to start doing it as caricatures, it took a little while. It started looking kind of not so good, but very, very quickly there was the likeness and the resemblance. And I sought out instruction from some top names in the comic book and caricature industry, and they helped me. And really within 3 weeks of starting the caricature process, I was out getting paid for doing them. It was just amazing how quickly it happened.
Yeah, a lot of the entertainers have had a horrible time, as I'm sure you know, with the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question I have for you, and my curiosity is just killing me, are you making more money? Are you making less money? Are you making about the same money?
Okay, that's an excellent question. So when I lost all my contracts for the year because of COVID, I was devastated like all the other entertainers in the industry. What has happened is not only have I made back all the money that I lost from those contracts, I have surpassed what I would have made for the year doing nothing but caricatures. And I think it's because of the way I do them. I don't just sit there and draw. Instead, I entertain the heck out of the people that I'm drawing and the folks that are waiting in line to get their caricature drawn. I entertain them as well. I just pull it in and I turn it into a little show, kind of like an improv skit sort of thing. And I just draw that from my experience in the entertainment industry for all those years. And it's worked really great.
I see you're doing weddings. Why weddings?
The reason I started doing weddings is because they were available. At first, I didn't know where to go in order to get booked doing the caricature drawings. So a friend of mine is a former Missouri state lawmaker, and his daughter was getting married, and he asked me if I'd do it, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll do it. And then I was like, okay, what do I do here? Do I have to do anything special or different? And what happened is along the way, I learned a lot of things. Like when stuff goes wrong during the wedding, I am an excellent distraction. So I don't have to stay seated at an easel. I also bring a sketchbook with me, a large sketchbook. So if the cake is running late, if there's something on the bride's dress and she has to get it taken care of before she'd go back out, where everybody's at, I just grabbed the sketchbook and I started doing strolling caricatures from table to table, entertaining them, making them laugh, kind of like I used to do with magic, but now with the caricature drawings.
So which one do you like better, the magic stuff or this?
This. Definitely this. This is something I've wanted to do my entire life. And by default, I ended up as a comedy magician, That's because somebody seen me, and I started performing at Radisson Resorts in '99, and from there it was like a snowball effect, and it wasn't stopping. It just kept on going, So when it finally stopped, it was because of the COVID-19 stuff, and once it stopped, there was a perfect opening. It's like one door closes, another one opens, and it flung open, and now that snowball effect is happening with the caricature drawings, which is what I've always wanted to do. So it's just amazing to me.
If somebody wants to book you for a wedding, do you charge per wedding a certain fee, or do you charge per drawing?
Okay, so that's a great question. Most of the caricature artists that you find online, they are just the ones, they're just going to sit there and they're just going to draw you, and they'll tell you they'll draw 15 or 20 caricatures per hour, and they'll use certain paper, and they'll put it in a bag, and pretty much that's it. There's no entertainment. I do the whole entertainment lineup. I just keep it going and going. I fill in for all those other things. So basically for a wedding, I would do a consultation. Sometimes we do them over Zoom, and sometimes they're in person. It depends on what the wedding couple wants to do. And from there, I customize every single package, and I make sure that I could work within most budgets.
Okay, so what kind of materials are you using?
I use Sharpie markers, and, I use these art sticks for coloring them, but they are discontinued, so now I've got to find a new way of coloring. But for a long time, I was doing them just black and white because I use this line value, and it creates shadows, so it looks pretty cool either way. But basically, Sharpie markers, and if there's more than two people in the drawing, I'll start out with a quick pencil sketch, just because it makes it easier for planning. Like building a house, you have to have a blueprint. So if you have more than one person on the page, it's nice to do a quick pencil sketch. And when I say quick, I'm talking like 20 seconds.
And what size are these drawings?
Most of the stuff that I do at weddings and events and the stuff I've been sending to celebrities is all on 11 by 17 paper.
And so you do the drawing and you just hand it to them?
After the drawing's done, I show it to them. We take a photo of them with their drawing, and then I roll it up with a rubber band and hand it off. If we're at an outside venue and it's raining, of course, I'll put it in plastic bags to keep it dry. But, yeah, I'm not just going to hand it to them and let it get wrinkled. I make sure that it's taken care of and protected so that it doesn't get wrinkled or bent while they're walking around having fun.
Okay, now I'm curious. COVID hopefully is going away this year, probably not till towards the end of the year. So what are you going to do? Which way are you going to go?
Okay, so all of the performing contracts I had for last year have renewed for next year. So I've got that. However, when I do fairs, I never just sit around between shows. I always do something to engage the people attending, because that keeps them at the fair longer. And if they're at the fair longer, they spend more money. Everybody at the fair is more happy. So in between shows, I will be drawing caricatures for everybody, whether that's strolling or stationary. That's up to the fair manager, but whatever works best for them is what I do. And then years going forward, I'm just sticking straight with the caricatures.
And I bet, I'm not sure about this, but I bet you haven't collected any unemployment, have you?
I have not. You know, a lot of folks complained that they were wanting to get the unemployment checks or the COVID, I forgot what it's called. They had some kind of protection thing where they gave entertainers certain amount. I never got to see any of that because I was too busy. I'll tell you, when I started doing this, and, you know, I told you after 3 weeks, I started getting paid. I went to Wisconsin. I bought a business permit for out there, and I set up my business. I worked from June, the first week of June to the end of August, 6 days a week, about 10 hours a day, and I was busy nonstop the entire time. And then as soon as that ended at the end of August, I came back to Missouri. September, October, November, and December, I've been drawing at, first it was a pumpkin patch for September and October, and then November and December it's been a winter funderland out here, and then I've been booking weddings in between all that.
I have to ask you, have you been wearing a mask?
I have not. I have not been wearing a mask, and I got the COVID. My whole family got COVID-19 early on, and for us, it was not bad. The worst part of it was none of us were able to taste or smell anything for about 10 or 12 days. But nothing. I mean, it didn't stop us from a regular activity. I mean, of course, we quarantined at home once we had it, but it didn't slow us down. It didn't hinder us from doing anything we wanted to do around the house. Now I know other people who had, bad medical conditions and stuff. It was worse for them, but for us, it was less irritating than a common cold. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, we're going to lose a lot of fairs, a lot of festivals, and everything, unfortunately. And I don't expect things to really come back until, if I had to make a guess right now, I'd say August, September, not until, towards the end of the summer.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you. I think the smaller fairs are probably going to be gone. And I think the bigger ones are going to have taken such a financial hit, it's going to cripple them for the following year to some extent. And I think they'll bounce back probably around 2022 to where they were prior to all of this craziness.
Crazy it has been. Do you have any advice for entertainers who are having a really hard time? I have to ask that too.
Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you what. I took the time to lay out exactly what I did and how I kept a steady income during all of this. And I put it into a PDF, and I've been sharing it with some entertainers. And, I put it out there for anyone who wants it. I'll give it to them for free just so that they've got the information. If they want to do it, great. I know it works because it worked for me. And if I could do it, anybody could do it. So far as I know, none of those entertainers have taken action to put to use the information that I shared with them. And the reason I say that is because I still see all of them that I gave it to complaining that there's no work. And the truth is there is work. You just have to be creative and you have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do, and you'll succeed.
Mm-hmm. I feel sorry for a lot of them. I have some of them that turned into carpenters, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know at least one went to work for Home Depot, so it's been crazy.
Okay, so have any of the, county fairs, state fairs, anything like that, showing an interest in what you're doing now?
Yes, some of them have, and I'm leaving most of that to my agent, Brian, to take care of because I don't have time to do the marketing on this end as well as the fair end, so I let Brian do most of the fair marketing. And what I've been doing lately, for the most part, in addition to the Winter Funderland and the weddings I've booked, is all this stuff for celebrities. I got these stuff for celebrities going out today for Richard Petty, the race car driver. Carol Burnett has one. Who else is in here? Oh, Tim Allen and Hulk Hogan. So, and it's stuff that I've already gotten back and that I sent to other celebrities that they've signed and sent back to me. I've gotten from Uncle Si from Duck Dynasty, Hank Williams Jr., President George W. Bush, Kelly Clarkson, and Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. So all of those have had me draw stuff for them, and also I send them two drawings, the one that they want and then a second one that they autograph and send back to me. So that's pretty neat.
Okay, so how do people reach you?
Okay, so the easiest way to reach me is to call me on the phone because I've always got it with me, which is area code 816-288-3303. If they want to reach me online, they could go to, say, Instagram at Kansas City Caricatures. They could go on Facebook at Mike V Entertainment, or they could go to, there's so many websites. I don't know which one to give. I'll give the wedding one. That is KansasCityWeddingArtist.com. And I think that's the 3 easiest ways to reach me.
Okay. And you want to leave a phone number or not?
Sure. My phone number that they could reach me at is area code 816-288-3303. That's 816-288-3303.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, you stay healthy and take care. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.